Hello, my narcissistic abuse family. I've been having a rough couple of weeks. But it's brought me to my topic today, so perfect, that worked out. What I'm speaking about today is that I have been in a bad place for the last few weeks because I'm trying this new diet in an effort to, God willing, improve my health. But as a result, it has taken a toll on me physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and it's really brought me down. My husband has absolutely noticed and made a comment to me, and this is what got me really thinking. And I'm always self-reflecting, always trying to grow and evolve, as all of us are doing through overcoming narcissistic abuse. So it has led me to my latest self-reflection. I'm sharing it with you guys because I was like, oh, this is kind of a teachable moment. Not teachable to you. I'm not trying to be condescending. I mean teachable to me, like I can certainly learn and improve from this. So I've been in a terrible, awful, rotten mood because I've been feeling terrible. And Joe made a comment to me the other day, and he said, you totally shut down and you get reclusive when you don't feel well. And he's absolutely right. So I started thinking about it, and I was like, gosh, I am like living my worst fear right now. When you grow up in a toxic, dysfunctional environment with a narcissistic parent, they teach you to believe that you are a burden, that you are a nuisance. And right now, I'm like physically disabled, so I am certainly dependent on Joe, so I feel like a burden in my head. That's what I'm thinking. And I hate it, man. Like, we are ferociously independent. I have always been. And this is forcing me, I don't know if this is like some cruel life lesson or something, but it's forcing me to accept help. So my husband said to me, you get very reclusive and you just shut everything out. And he's totally right. And this is a direct result of CPTSD. We are reticent to accept help from people, to accept real, genuine nurturing and love. My husband and I have a real, authentic, unconditional love, real relationship. I never witnessed this growing up. Not between the toxic duo, certainly not coming in my direction. So I automatically just shut down, retreat. I become reclusive when I don't feel well. And I have a feeling that we all do this. So this is my cautionary tale, I guess. I'm trying really hard to be more expressive, to let Joe in, and because his interpretation is that, oh, it must be me. She's shutting me out, so it must be something that I'm doing. And he takes it personally when that couldn't be farther from the truth. In reality, I'm beating myself up, of course, because we have that relentless inner critic. It's always cutting us down, giving us a hard time. And certainly if we're impaired or vulnerable, it's just on overdrive, telling us how much of a burden we are, how much of a problem we are, and all of that toxic programming. So real relationships benefit from vulnerability, and you end up growing and evolving together through difficult times. This happened for Joe and I through the horrific experience we had when our son was sick, when Joey was diagnosed with brain cancer. It was the most grueling, agonizing 18 months that I would never wish on anyone to endure, but Joe and I experienced this together. We leaned on each other, and we certainly developed a deeper, more profound connection because of it. But in relation to my own physical struggle right now, it's just taking such a toll on me. And I hate that I'm doing this. I'm shutting him out. So I'm making a conscious effort to let him in, to lean on him, to let him love me, and to let him support me, rather than retreating to the toxic programming, defense mode that we're all accustomed to. And this is CPTSD. This is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. This is a major issue that we develop as a result of having non-nurturing, emotionally unavailable, immature parents. When you're growing up, it's your most critical formative years. This is when we develop our healthy patterns of relationships through our parents. They're supposed to teach, theoretically, they're supposed to teach us how to have healthy interactions, boundaries with other people and with ourselves. And when you don't have that, this is what happens. When you're an adult, you're totally, no, I guess, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a nice way to put it, but I don't know. I struggle with this a lot. I'm just trying really hard to overcome my toxic programming and my tendency to retreat and become defensive when I don't need to. I'm in a healthy, authentic, loving relationship. This is something that actually really compels me to do better, is that I don't want these nightmare monsters to impact my life forever. I have a real family that I completely love and treasure and cherish, and the nightmares that raised me have no right negatively impacting my life anymore. So that's where I'm coming from. I feel like this happens with my kids as well. I notice that when I don't feel well, I just kind of shut down and I spare them from it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Kids should not be bearing the burden of our struggles and our issues, but you have to remember that they do love you unconditionally, authentically, and they want to be there for you. They want to support you and love. So you have to find a good balance there. You don't want to burden them with your problems, but you do want to accept their authentic love and support that they're always offering, because they're kids and they're beautiful and they're innocent. But in terms of my relationship with Joe, this has been an obstacle in the past where I have pushed him away, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to really enjoy and appreciate his unconditional love and support, and he really does unconditionally love me and support me. And it's hard to reconcile that when you're taught that you're a burden and you're nothing but a nuisance and you're a problem and you're inherently bad. This is all of the toxic narrative that has been just instilled within us, that we've been constantly berated with our entire lives. And it's not something that is easy to flip a switch and overcome overnight. But as long as we're able to identify it, there's hope. And there's absolutely hope for us to identify this struggle within ourselves, this relentless inner critic, this toxic programming. And, narcissists are completely deep-seated unhappy with themselves, so they want everyone around them to be unhappy as well. It's so juvenile, it's completely immature and unhealthy, but that's what they do. That's how they conduct their lives. So we can't let them continue to get to us and to rain on our parade, essentially. So that's my current status. That's my issue this week, that I'm hoping that sharing with you, maybe something will resonate. Pick up what you want, leave what you don't. But if you think that this would benefit anyone, please share it. Please like and subscribe. That would be super awesome. And I love you all. We are bumped, we are bruised, but more than anything, we are blessed. We're growing and evolving all the time. We're becoming better people because of the nightmares that we have known and this treacherous abuse. I love you all. Be back soon.